What do you think about when you think of Memorial Day? Traveling to be with loved ones? Preparing a barbecue with friends and family? Many Americans observe Memorial Day by visiting cemeteries or memorials, holding family gatherings, and participating in parades. This year, we'd like to observe Memorial Day through the eyes of those who paved our way, because in the midst of our freedom, we can lose sight of where that freedom came from.
I'm Vic Griguoli, a Vietnam veteran. Spent most of my time inside the rivers of Vietnam, over 30 months in and out of the rivers and replenishing small units and other underwater demolition teams. But we didn't exist because you're not supposed to be there. And I want to introduce my buddy, my favorite little buddy. He's my hero from World War II theater, Africa and Italy.
My name is Gene Moretti, and on January the 5th, I will be 100 years old. I would like to think it's about 100 years young. We made the first American invasion of World War II at Casablanca, and that was a hard-to-believe experience. I served with Patton in Africa and in Sicily. Off the coast of Malta, our ship was attacked by German flights from the coast of Malta, and that's where the concussion and so forth, I just had blood coming out of his left ear, and it's a dead ear. Looks like a good ear, but it's a deaf ear. So that was it, but I was very fortunate to come back alive, so I was very wonderful feeling. But the invasion of Sicily was a rough one, and from there we advanced up north and finally went into the invasion of Italy at the foot of the boot and up to Calabria and up the road. I remember on D-Day, we were entering Rome on D-Day, and it was something that's quite a feat to see. The Germans were retreating. Rome was considered an open city, so as we entered, we can see the Germans departing. There was no shooting, nothing was going on to save the city itself. The war was just about over when my brother was on the aircraft carrier Bunker Hill, and off the coast of Okinawa, two Japanese planes came in the morning. The war was just about over, and he evidently passed away, and they buried, I think, almost 200 sailors the following day, just dropped them in the Pacific Ocean. And that was one of the saddest things that happened, because we promised my mother that we would come home together. We both enlisted, and we said that we'd be home together, but it never happened that way, and still have nightmares of losing my brother. Yeah, well,
I came from Italy in 1958, 2 days shy of 12. Coming to this country was such a great gift from God, because we had nothing. We were very poor farmers over there. And I got here 2 days before the school system got out. I knew 5 words in English. And then I spent the 3 months while the kids were off school. I learned a little bit from the kid across the street. He had come here in Bound Brook a couple years before me, and I was picking up words here and there. During high school, I worked at a butcher shop part-time, and then this chief came around for lunch, and I started talking to him and everything, and I said, he said, you join the Navy or see the world? So I says, that's it, I'm in. So I had the duty of the one shift as the head cook, because I was a butcher. So they made me a cook. And then a couple more months of training. Next thing you know, we're going to sail out to go to Hawaii. We finally reached the Philippines, we dropped some heavy-duty bombs there at the pier for the jets that they were bringing over to Vietnam. So we had loaded 1,000 Marines plus 1,000 vehicle on that ship with their equipment, their bullets, their, you name it, everything. So we pulled up into near the DMZ in Vietnam, which separates the north from the south, the line, and it was Qua Viet River. So that's where we're going to drop off the 1,000 Marines and their equipment and their, you know, jeeps and all that stuff like that, tanks and a ton and a half trucks and everything like that. And the captain was his first time there. He was he was a captain, but he never had gone into the river because this thing is about 900 feet long or so, you know. Evidently, he misjudged the tide, and that's when we went aground. There was no way in hell that we could get out of there, okay? So we were rocketed and mortar rounds, but thank God we were not hit. So that's how we got our combat action the first time. After that, we go into different ports where there were different bases, and we pick up all kinds of supplies to bring back to the rivers for other units and everything like that. And then we would pick up Marines or Army guys and bring them aboard and give them like a week R&R so they can get a shower, get decent food, and they loved me because I fed them well. I almost missed my freedom bird home. So I finally got out as we were taking off and into the air. There was tracers of rockets firing at the civilian airline. And it was supposed to be against the rules, but the North Vietnamese didn't know no rules. And like I said, I thank the good Lord I'm still here. It's because of what happened to me. That first guy spitting in my face, and then what hurt me the most was my friend in my neighborhood that spit in my face. I said, I'm not going to let this happen to anybody else. And I've been at this VA since November 1970. I know everyone there that's been there 30 or some years or more and below. And I said, when I went up there for counseling because of my PTSD myself, I says, I ain't gonna let nobody else ever hurt our veterans. I might have been born in another country, but this is my country now, and nobody better mess with it.